Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Southern Shoes. As you can see, we're still here at the SSAA Shot Expo, and we've got John from Dahlgren Trading. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, that's correct.
John's going to talk to us about knives and what we should be looking for in a knife, and looking for a good quality knife and a bit of knife maintenance. So we'll just start off. What makes a good quality knife?
Of course, a good quality knife requires a good steel that preferably in wet conditions doesn't rust, and it's easy to maintain as well.
Yep.
Of course, also a good handle, depending on what you're going to use it for.
Yep.
If it's dry conditions and you're going to use it in dry conditions, a wooden handle is always preferable because it absorbs the sweat in your palm and gives you a good grip even if it's hot.
Yep.
Wet conditions like butcher's knives, doing your skinning and gutting and all that, it's good with a rubber grip.
Yep.
To still give you a good grip
when it's
slippery and bloody and all that. And
you're going into applications. What sort of knife does what when they're like, if you've got a beginner looking for a knife, what sort of application or what knife would they use for what sort of different thing?
We have professional butcher's knives for all sorts of purposes when it comes to butchering.
Yep.
Also chef's knives. You look at the end of it when you're preparing your meals.
Yep.
Yep. We bring them in the exclusive range of Eka's Swedish Eka, EKA, and they use surgical steel from Sandvik, Swedish Sandvik, which is a high carbon steel with a bit of chromium in it to make it rust resistant.
Yep.
Very, very fine carbides in the steel. I'm not going to go in too deep to it, but it gives you really a good edge, and it keeps its edge longer than regular stainless.
Yep.
Yep. And it's easier to sharpen as well.
And speaking of sharpening, would you be able to show us how to maintain and look after a blade?
When it comes to the steel that we have in most of our range from the different Swedish manufacturers, many of them use the same grade of steel from Sandvik, a surgical steel, high carbon steel.
Yep.
And just to maintain it, a good thing with that steel is usually just to steel it on a steel.
Okay.
Because when an edge goes blunt, it starts to look like it feathers over like that.
You better show the...
Yeah.
Yep.
And what the steel does is it pushes that back into an edge again.
Okay.
So you're actually folding back the edge to an edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quickly explain. Yeah. Of course, by friction you will take some off, and also eventually the edge will be rounded off, and that's when it's time to hone it.
Okay. Yep.
You actually use a diamond or a stone to build it up again. This is also Swedish made by Dianova. Swedish company. It's been around for about 30 years. It's a diamond sharpener. It's got a coarse and a fine diamond sides. It's double-sided, but the diamond sits on a steel.
Yep.
So the edges doubles as a steel or triples as a steel. So, as I said, just to steel back your edge, which is what you do to maintain it while working.
Yep.
You steel your knife on it every second side. And that's just a fine steel there to push that edge back in place.
Yep.
Yep.
And if you've really done some damage, you'll need to hone that with that diamond face.
Yeah, exactly. If it's really going blunt and you have to build the bevel back up again, then you use the coarse or the fine. Very rarely you use the coarse side unless it's really bad.
Unless you've done some big damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just for fine touch-up, the fine side. Yeah. That's a very popular one.
Excellent.
And high quality Swedish made. Last very, very long lifetime on this quality diamond.
Yep.
The highest industrial diamond you can find. Yeah.
Yep. Excellent.
It's a 30 and 60 micron, so that equals to about 280 grit and 600 grit.
Okay.
Just under 600, but yeah.
Yep.
So fine on the coarse side.
Excellent. No worries.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, John, for sharing your wisdom and knowledge with us, and thanks
worries.
for that. And hope you learn a bit more about knives and what to look for.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.